Okay. So with biologic, then you're using Capio. Okay.
Mostly because I'm concerned I'm going to have to go back at one point, or there's a higher chance somebody's going to need to go back at one point in their patient's life. So I think there's that question mark too of if you did a native tissue repair, biologic, and you're worried that someone's going to need additional surgery at some point because the failure rates are just higher, they just are. Yeah. And now you left permanent anchors in real estate you might have to revisit. Is that a problem? So that depends on the size of the anchor that you're using, whether it's easy to get down to, remove, or you don't care because it's so small you could easily put 10 anchors in that centimeter patch and you wouldn't run into each other. Right. So I think that's a consideration. I don't think it's going to change a lot of people's minds because I think a lot of people just want something that's easy to use, reliable, seems safe.
Yeah. Well, one consideration or one thing we're looking at is a resorbable anchor.
Mm-hmm. That's a neat option.
Yeah, and that would, so for biologic, it might be something that
exactly,
or native tissue even.
Right. And there's some people that you'd be really comfortable doing a combination repair. So like my 88-year-old where, I'm actually just concerned about her tissue, so I'm not using a mesh for that reason. But I would love to get a permanent sacrospinous fixation on that patient. So I like that. I like having the options of, like, in this individual, this would be good. Or permanents at the sacrospinous, dissolvable at the arcus, because I only need it temporarily there, might be more favorable.
Okay. All right.
So I like that idea.
How long, so if it was resorbable, how long would the strength need to be there just for the initial?
Over 14 days.
Oh, even for biologic, it's 14 days?
No, biologic's longer, I think, because the resorption, it depends on what you're using, how long the tissue remodeling process might take. Yeah. So I'd say, your target would be at least 3 months.
For the resorbable?
Yeah. Okay. That would be a better idea.
Okay. I think it's doable. It's just, we hadn't really... Yeah. We haven't looked too much at that yet in terms of...
I don't think that exists, right? I mean, that's not a thing besides sutures.
So it depends on how you design the anchor. So it does weaken over time.
Okay.
Could we, so could it still be, strong enough at 3 months? Possibly. Obviously, we'd have to...
Right.
And there are other materials that maybe aren't being used in sutures that we could mold. So I think it's possible. But I don't know a ton about
right.
it either, I guess.
And I think people like the idea. Again, they're not going to want to sacrifice their repair for it, though. So it's that would be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's some people that are just completely opposed to it, and others that really, really prefer to have a resorbable.
Right.
Okay. Maybe we can move on to the next page with suture preferences. So, I heard polypropylene obviously is, that's the mainstay, and PDS was mentioned.
Polypropylene PDS. I end up using... For Capio and biologics, I use Bondec, the Vicryl version.
Okay.
And it was suggested to me, and it makes sense, that a multifilament causes more transient, initial inflammatory response, which you don't like for mesh, but we might like for biologic.
Okay.
And when I place it through a biologic, my PDS and my prolines can rip through, whereas a multifilament is more like a thread, and it's not going to rip my graft when I'm trying to secure it to the sacrospinous.
Okay.
So biologics, I end up using Vicryl mostly.
Okay. And does and you're doing that with Capio? Okay, so it's offered.
Right. So that comes in
braided,
like a monocryl or a PDO, and proline and a Vicryl, as far as I know. So we have to make sure that all 3 sutures are in stock and that the nurses go and get them. So it is a layer of, they often open the wrong suture.
Okay. You mean the Capio version?
Yeah, exactly. Because they have to
in terms of